it to Jay. It's up a three. Excellent D there from Bledsoe. Bucks leading by 10. And Jay gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far. 1:19 left to play here in the fourth. And two free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
And really, Antetokounmpo never stops attacking. I mean, he's always in attack mode. He really forces the defense's hand. Got to keep pressure on him at all times.
From deep three-point range, and the Lakers with another miss. The Bucks have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Bucks.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And, Greg, that's a nice feeling to get this.
And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that's going to do it.
20 red buzzing at the team. 20 red buzzing at the scene. I need a bad bitch up on my team. I need a bad bitch up on my team. So I gotta shoot my shot. Gotta shoot my shot just like it's 2K. Once I get it poppin', I say touche. We can get it poppin' on a Tuesday. We can get it poppin' on a Tuesday. I'm sucking on her neck, she be like, ooh, babe. Send me a flavor, I give you a taste. I come with some dick, I don't come with a raise. One taste of this love, I'ma drive you insane. Gotta shoot my shot, I'm a bad bitch, get her. I'm a cool young nigga with a pocket full of skrilla. Gucci shoe, chill, moon, walking like I'm feeling she a good soul. She need a real young. Imagine me fucking you on a sofa. Your body on mine, you getting closer. You know I gotta shoot my shot. You know I gotta shoot my shot. Yeah. You working the mansion like you know some. Let's go to the club, we need to post some. I think I gotta shoot my shot. I think I gotta shoot my shot.
Said he need a partner, I fit the job description. The ball is in my court, yeah, it's my decision. He said he tired of the fast living, yeah. He done been through mad women, he know I got my own, no ass kiss. Big body bends with a whole red ribbon. Butter like Tim's in December. Running up eons with my niggas. At first I used to spin them, country boy, show me how you living. I'm from Detroit, you know Eminem. I used to tell him, miss me like Timberland. Curveball, like killing them. No bodies, these bitches, I'm killing them. Ooh yeah, yeah, ooh yeah, yeah, ooh yeah, yeah, ooh yeah. Imagine me fucking you on the sofa. Your body on mine, you getting closer.
You know I gotta shoot my shot. You know I gotta shoot my shot. You work in the mansion like you know some. Let's go to the club, we need to post some. I think I gotta shoot my shot. I think I gotta shoot my shot. 20 red buzzing at the gym. 20 red buzzing at the scene. I need a bad bitch up on my team. I need a bad bitch up on my team. So I gotta shoot my shot with you. from the bottom of the bottom, check the source, baby. I'm a war, baby.
This is where
but I
things
can't
count.
divorce the paper.
Right here.
I'm a hood nigga that turned rich, so I got Dior's latest. And you know I gotta stick to my roots. I still rock Jordans, baby. Yeah. It was hell in the projects. I survived the storm. Got brothers in the sky. They die for they born. I know the work conditions make a champion. Look at my eyes froze like a mannequin. I'm underwater like I'm swimming in panicking. Body bag sealed up like a laminate. The only solution for the ops is to stay inside. How your niggas say they rock, they don't slide. We was hopping out in broad day. Serving fiends in the hallway. From methazine to the morning, hope I don't wake up tomorrow. We was the type of niggas that robbed the robbers. I'ma make the chopper sing like la da 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 la da. The chopper sing like la da da da. Survived in the trenches, I'm a war, baby. Had to slide on the sliders, that ain't normal, baby. Like the mob ties in Houston, we got red ties. I pray the Lord forgive me the day that I got baptized. Cause I'm a clutch of sticky every time a car passing by. I don't wanna be Ricky or another victim of homicide. Cause I know the soul never died. I made the chrome fly. Bitch, I'm a wave roll tie. Bullets at your face, bow tie. My persona done got a tongue tie. I was taught that a legend never die. When it's time, gotta let the live fly. Cause I'm a wide, baby.
Never get better watching other players
stress,
work
I know
out.
the war
Do
changed
something.
me. Had to bend back, but they could never break me. Had to slide. We was hopping out in broad day. Serving fiends in the hallway. From methazine to the morning, hope I don't wake up tomorrow.
What's the weather
We
like
was
outside?
the type
I
of
feel like
niggas
it's
that robbed the robbers. I'ma make the chopper sing like la da da da. The chopper sing like la da da. Survived in the trenches, I'm a war, baby. Had to slide on the sliders, that ain't normal, baby. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
When's team dinner? I'm starving.
Come on, back to work.
It's like a sauna in here. Who's on the AC? Why you standing here? Go work on your game. Come on, back to work. Finishing at the rim is still an art. Let's get this going.
You got it. You got it. Come on, man.
Shoot that, all you!
I'm screaming fuck niggas right now. You knew I was fucked up, you knew I ain't high shit. I asked you multiple times to show me the way. I asked you multiple times to put me in position to get some money.
Just like that.
You shit me off 1,000 times, now fuck you. You ain't getting no fuck about me. You was cracking them cars and selling that shit. I was out on the block, putting up on the nick, kinda D with your partners, plotting on the lick. Life on the line, I'm taking the risk, protecting the side, I'm banging the stick. You getting money ain't front of me shit. What I asked before you spent that on the bitch. And I knew that you weren't gonna ride. You say that you got me, but you steady lying. If you know you got it, why you can't provide? If you getting money, don't leave out your guys. I was up on the block with a Glock in my hand, making sure niggas made it home safe. You was up on the block with some rocks in your hand. I was slaying anything came your way. I was protecting for you any day. All I asked for you was to put me in play. Mama was struggling, daddy ain't there. You was playing with 50K up in my face. I could've robbed you, I could've shot you, but nigga, my loyalty go a long way. You spending that shit on a bitch and I couldn't really trip it. Your shit at the end of the day. You spending that shit on the kicks, but how can I trip it? Your shit at the end of the day. But bitch, I'm your homie, so how could you leave me? I was struggling, showing you fake. And I knew that you weren't gonna ride. Should've separated, should've changed my crowd. I really looked at you as one of the guys. Should've cut you off the first time that you lied. You ain't getting no fuck about me. You was cracking them cars and selling that shit. I was out on the block, putting up on the nick, kinda D with your partners, plotting on the lick. Life on the line, I'm taking the risk, protecting the side, I'm banging the stick. You getting money ain't front of me shit. What I asked before you spent that on the bitch. And I knew that you weren't gonna ride. You say that you got me, but you steady lying. If you know you got it, why you can't provide? If you getting money, don't leave out your guys. Yeah, I miss
Finishing
you,
at the
but I
rim
got
is
no
still
time
an
for
art.
that
Let's
damn.
get this going.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I miss you, but I got no time for that. How could you wish you never play me? Had no time for that, damn. Claim it, you my lady, got no time for that. How could you moving like you crazy? I ain't call you back, damn. Leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Running out the box, damn. Leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Bitch, you done it what? Leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Running out the box, down. Leave me alone. Yeah. Hey, yeah, I miss you, but I got no time for that. You was my little lady, drive me crazy. I was fine with that, damn. How you just gon' play me? I ain't fine with that. Thinking about you daily, smoking crazy while I'm off the tag, down. Flexing, oh, we was flexing. Always I told you that you be a star. Goals in our checklist, down. Question, or check your message. Knew that I could afford the beef from the start. Or she was texting, down. Demon, she called, yeah. Leaving them gone, yeah. Fiending, she on, yeah. Dreaming, we on, yeah. Ay, drop is a cool, dropping the top of my car, ayy. How can I love her, no bitches? She fucking the click, man, she playing her part, yeah. Down, ayy. Life is a bitch, knew all that shit from the start, ayy. Asking myself, I walk off on that bitch and she leave all that shit in the dark, like. I'm just wavy, sipping purple till I'm lazy like a throwback. I ain't seen how you ain't know that. Hit my bop like I'm Lil Kodak. On the block where it ain't good at. I can't sweat you, I'm like who that? I can't sweat you, I don't do that, nah. Hey, tell you the truth, I ain't want you to depart. Hey, I wanted you, but I can't fuck with you, cause you different, you can't play your part. No, damn, hey, tell you the truth, I wanted you from the start. Hey, I cannot fuck on no bitch, I can't love on no bitch that's not playing a part. Like, damn, leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Run it out the box, damn, hey, leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Bitch, you done a what? Leave me alone. Drunk as fuck, bitch, you dumb as fuck. Run it out the box down. Ay, leave me alone. Yeah.
Get your mind right.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yo, man, what you on?
Hey, hit me up.
Shit just got in the folks been coming through.
Niggas just touched down. Come shoot the video with me.
You know I'm with it. Let's go. Let's do it, bro. Shit, I'm finna pull up on you right now.
All right, gang.
What up? What up? What up?
You say you love me,
They judge me, but they don't know that I've been broken. I'm just hustling. And I grip this now, don't lose your man. I kill them, trust me. And these niggas fooling bitches change, so I'm not trusting. Don't say you love me, this shit get ugly. So I grip this now, don't lose your man. I kill them, trust me. And these niggas fooling bitches change, so I'm not trusting. And these bitches, they like honesty, so I'm not trusting. Don't say you love me, this shit get ugly. I remember days of living broke. I remember sleeping on the floor. So my brothers ain't no losing hope. All my friends are dead and they old. What you need, I ain't tripping, bitch, I got it. Hey, we might catch them slipping, then it's tragic. Reach up to the stars, gotta have it. We was 6 deep on the mattress. On the 10 speed, that was traffic. Now I got a little more 10 speed and in traffic. I'm not what you need, I'm a savage. I sing so I'm fully automatic. They judge me, but they don't know that I've been broken. I'm just hustling. And I grip this now, don't lose your man. I kill them, trust me. And these niggas fooling bitches change, so I'm not trusting. Don't say you love me, this shit get ugly. So I grip this now, don't lose your man. I kill them, trust me. These niggas fooling bitches change, so I'm not trusting. These bitches, they like honesty, so I'm not trusting. Don't say you love me.
I've been broke to the point, I ain't even gonna bleed no more. A bunch of unique events from BC and Get That Rep. And make sure to keep an eye out for the double rep events to get the most out of every game that you play. You can find the neighborhood event schedule for each weekend by tuning into 2K in-game.
All these fat love knees. Scared to hit licks with niggas cause they might bail on me. Or worse, tell on me. Man, this shit get ugly.
Guys, listen up.
I've been through some shit you might not wanna love me. Outlaw screaming thug life, only God can judge me. This for all the hoes that played around when I was dusty. Didn't wanna fuck me.
They judge me, but they don't know that I've been broken. I'm just hustling. And I grip this now, don't lose your man. I kill them, trust me. And these niggas fooling bitches change, so I'm not trusting. Don't say you love me, this shit get ugly. So I grip this now, don't lose your man. I kill them, trust me. And these niggas fooling bitches change, so I'm not trusting. And these bitches, they like honesty, so I'm not trusting. Don't say you love me, this shit get ugly. Give me 30 minutes, meet me at the pickup. He told me grab the scale, he claiming this for his nigga. He whipped his brother out like hands up and just stick up. Damn, that's all I'm thinking. I can tell him since he been drinking. He don't know that in my head that I've been geeking for a fuck boy that tried to smoke his ass, I've been big. Okay, he told me get my money in the weed. I told him run on the street, just be cool, let's go get it. He put bros on the whip, like me school, I was split. Type of hitters really try to rob some fools with one pistol. He said, Booty, get that skrilla. He hit Cootie with that pistol, like get all of that shit. Man, I'm stupid ass. And now,
the NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Joined by Greg Anthony, and with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Chase picked up steam for Rookie of the Year. He wasn't a popular pick before the season started, but he's been a pleasant surprise for this team. There's still a long road ahead. We'll see how the rest of this year goes. Guys?
We have a lot of time left. David, thank you so much. Greg Shea is off to a great start.
For Shea, I think it's all about fighting through the rookie wall, maintaining the production through April. If he can do that, he's certainly in the mix.
As we approach the playoffs, let's now take a look at what is shaping up in the West. You look at the Lakers. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out the Clippers, just a couple spots back.
And you know, for the Lakers, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
It really has been amazing. Everyone just kept waiting for them to fade, and it never happened.
And now the Lakers starting group. Davis and Cousins down low at the 4 and the 5. Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. And it's Jay in at the 5. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with JaMychal Green. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Harrell in at the 5. We have a good rivalry game tonight with 2 conference foes. This should be a beauty.
Yes, indeed. I think the fans feel it. The coaches feel it. Us as announcers, we feel it. The atmosphere is going to be great.
It is indeed.
And an efficient start here offensively, working it inside for the easy 2.
Pass to Leonard. Outside, Green. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Beverley. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from LeBron. Now the pass to Jay. And he's good on the 3 ball.
He could have tried to force a shot there. Instead, LeBron keeps his eyes up, finds an open teammate.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. The Lakers beat them last time when these 2 teams met in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
To those who step forward, Chamberlain University is committed to you.
And here's Beverley. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And he wreaked havoc on defense with 4 steals for the game. That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Shot clock at 5. Pass to Green. rebound, the Lakers. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And in that one, I thought the guys were out of sync offensively. And on the defensive end, a failure to communicate.
This was a brutal loss. You can point fingers in a number of directions, but the bottom line is they just didn't have it tonight.
Leonard finds Beverly. Good on the shot.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
And for a long time, JaMychal Green was mostly an energy player. But he's expanded his game lately.
Worked on developing an outside shot. He can drop a few threes from the power forward spot now, Kevin. He still has a high motor. You love the activity around the rim.
It's George on the wing, guarded by Green. George against Green. From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range. Beverly's got 7 points in the game. Lakers leading by 4. Outside, Davis. Cousins, the pass to Jay. From deep three-point range, can't hit that one.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the team. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for JaMychal Green. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
Taking advantage of what's there. LeBron reads the situation correctly.
George looking over the floor. He can't get that one to fall. Great D that time from Davis. From deep. No good from Jay. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 4-point game. Feeds to George. Passes it to Harrell. And the rejection by Cousins.
All over that one. DeMarcus gets himself in position. Times the block beautifully.
And his competitiveness showing through.
Even if they was t-shirts, them niggas couldn't hang with us. I'm plugging money counters, I don't wanna be famous.
Outside, George. Goes up with a strike. Cousins pulls it in.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Larry Shannon. Then there's Harrell. And it's Green in at the 4 slot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Oldham.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Bucks put on a show. He ended up with 21 points, and he got those points as he always does, knocking down shots from beyond the arc. It was another strong showing for him in what has quickly become a habit. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. He took command, and Greg really led the fight for his team.
You like someone who's ready to take control, but then again, tonight could turn out to be a different story.
Whether he's scoring, facilitating, hitting the glass, his focus is just to provide whatever they need for the win.
Harrell, the pass to Shannon.
Police knock me before I snitch, I'd rather get the chair. I'm with my soldiers in that field like I play for the Bears. Stay with some real ones, I know loyalty and trust is rare. Married to the streets, but no, this ain't no love affair. These drugs killing me, feel like my organs starting to tear.
No good.
I know I'm legendary,
so the Lakers will take it the other way.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And the shot is good.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with the basket coming off a pretty
blowing wedding cake, I still won't think about marriage. Dead broke, I can't watch my
Now
mama
here's
suffer.
Beverly.
Stand
Defense
on that
right
block
on him.
until I
Pass
got
to
a
George.
triple-double.
From down in the low post. It goes.
Even if they was
Terrific
T-shirts, them
pass.
niggas
That's the
couldn't hang with
unselfishness
us.
you want to see. Beverly's all about the team. A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
He was all alone on that one. 10 points here for Cousins.
Solid work by DeMarcus. Locates his spot, sets up quickly. That's how you catch and shoot in rhythm.
The all-new Hyundai Sonata.
George dishes to Beverly. Here's Harrell, and again the Clippers good for two. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set, and you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spacing.
It's George on the wing. Dishes it to Beverly. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists in the game.
Just 6'1", but not many players more physical than Patrick Beverly.
Timeout called the Lakers. Smitty, we're seeing preseason and even regular season games take place overseas on foreign soil. Would you have enjoyed that when you were playing?
Yeah, for sure, Kevin. I know the travel is an added challenge, and at the same time, you appreciate where the game takes you. It is definitely growing globally, going places you might otherwise never experience, especially in a basketball setting.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers. And the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. On defense, the Clippers trailing by 17. No good from Jay.
It's amazing. All night he's been out of sync on the offensive end, yet they continue to lead. One of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
The Lakers have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%. The pass to Howard. LeBron outside. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range, the shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 12 points in the game.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Pass to Leonard. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first half. Williams doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Green.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Jay the pass to Cousins. George against James. Unloads. Excellent D there from George.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
And 1:01 left in the first half. The shot's good from Jay.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Leonard. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Jay, defended by Beverly, and it's slammed in by Howard.
Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, the reason why they made the adjustments they needed to make. They are executing.
Now Leonard. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. On a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Well, Che, your name is right in the middle of all this Rookie of the Year talk. So does that get you going in any way?
Oh, that absolutely fuels me, man. I keep hearing about the mythical rookie wall that's gonna come and knock me on my rear. But if I get enough momentum and just keep doing what I'm doing, I'll run right through that wall.
Well, that is quite a metaphor. Good luck in the second half, guys.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
What can you say? Shooting is a premium in this league, and you can see why.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Green is out there with Jay, and it's Cousins in at the center, filling out the middle.
Boy, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
Pass to Green. Here's Davis. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Davis has got 6 points.
What a good-looking shot from Anthony Davis. Has a natural feel from the mid-range.
Harrell with it. Here's Beverly. George, that's a two-pointer, and it's the Clippers scoring again. And Fitty with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
From deep. No good from Jay. Clippers trail by 18. In the corner, George with it. And that one hits back iron.
Woo, that's just a case of bad defense and even worse offense.
Green against James. Over Green. Here's Davis. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Davis has got 4 this quarter.
The problem with keeping AD off the glass, he times his jump so well, a graceful athlete in action.